In today's episode, we're going to talk about the F word. No, not what you're thinking. Floss. So, floss is an F word that a lot of people don't like, don't want to use. And then other people know the benefits of it and love to use it. So when you brush your teeth, you're only getting about 50% of the plaque and bacteria off of there, unless you're very intentional about what you're doing and you use a couple of different tools. Floss gets in between your teeth where your toothbrush can't get. And not everyone does it, not everyone needs to do it. If you have a small child that has spaces between their teeth and their teeth aren't touching, you're not going to need floss. So what floss does is get in between the teeth where the teeth touch and the toothbrush can't get. If you have disease, the gum tissue will be puffy and inflamed. And what the floss does is it gets in between the teeth to get out what your toothbrush can't reach and where the contact is where your toothbrush might not be. If you have a space between here, your toothbrush bristles can absolutely get in between there and get that clean. But if you don't have a space, you need the floss right where it contacts or to get down below the gum line. What you want to do is make sure that when you get down below the gum line, you come up before you move over so you don't cut the gum tissue. And a lot of people, if they're not consistent with flossing, they will get bleeding. Bleeding is not normal in any part of your mouth. So if you're getting bleeding, it means you have disease, it means you're not being consistent in there, or it means something else is going on with your body. If you have bleeding gums, it is not normal. It's a sign that something is wrong either in your mouth or in your body. Either you're not spending enough time in there, you're not being intentional, you're not getting the surfaces clean, you're leaving plaque and bacteria in there, or something else is going on in your body systemically that you need to get checked out. If you've gone to the dentist, you've had a deep cleaning, you're brushing, you have an electric toothbrush, you're flossing, you're still getting bleeding, that's a sign something is wrong and you need to see your doctor and figure out what it is and be vigilant. If your dentist and you at home cannot get control of the bleeding in your mouth, there is an underlying cause in your body. So definitely you need to be your own healthcare advocate and figure it out. But flossing is something that can help you if you're getting some bleeding. If you have gingivitis, you can actually make that go away in 3 to 7 days, depending on the severity of the gingivitis. So today I'm going to start with using the Burst Floss because, again, I'm a Burst ambassador, but I'm a Burst ambassador because I love their products. And they make quality products. They're an amazing company. They have come out with this black floss. And the great thing about this is it's refillable, so you can get a new spool that goes in here and you don't need to get a whole new plastic container, so it's good for the environment as well. When you use floss this way with your fingers, you wrap more around one finger and less around another, so as you use it, you can wrap and unwrap. So that way you can use a new piece of floss each time you use it. So what I love about this floss is it's black. So when you're flossing and you're getting the plaque off, you can actually see it on the floss versus a white floss where you can't see it. Another good quality of this floss is it expands, which when I use it, you'll be able to see. So it gets more of a surface area when you're flossing. And you're gonna kind of come up, make a C shape, go up and under the gum, and then come over and do the other side. And you're just gonna continue on. So I'm talking now because I won't be able to talk when I'm flossing. For this demonstration, I'm just gonna do the front so you can see, and I'll put my fingers in the mouth so you can see how I get back. So when I floss on my tops, I use my thumbs, and when I floss on the bottom, I use my fingers. So you'll kind of have to play around with it to see what works for you. If that doesn't work for you, you can use a floss pick, or you can use a Waterpik, which I will demonstrate a little bit later. And not everybody can use this kind of floss, and that's okay. You have to pick the product that works for you, whether it's a toothbrush, floss, mouth rinse, toothpaste, whatever. It's gonna be a personal preference and what works with your body. Everybody is different. So one product is not going to be right for everyone. So let's start with how to use this floss. So if you guys have been following me, you know that I have bonding on my front teeth. My teeth are not perfect and I've never really liked them, but they are what they are. And now I'm much happier with them than I used to be because they're whiter, they're not dark. If you see my bottom teeth, you can see how they're a little yellower and the lines that go across them. I had whitening and then have my front teeth covered. So I'm much happier with my teeth right now. Still hate to show them, but for demonstration purposes, I want to show you how to use this floss. So I'm going to do the back and then kind of move forward so you can see, and I won't be able to talk during that. So you can see I start with my two thumbs and then I go to using my finger so you can actually see what I'm doing. And I make a C shape and go up underneath the gums and then pull it back out, and you can see what's accumulating on the floss. And then just go to the next spot. So usually I wrap and use another one so I'm not putting what's on the floss back in my mouth in that same spot. I also ate some ribs right before this video so I could get some stuff stuck between my teeth, and you could see how this floss was working and what's coming out. So you could see it accumulate on the floss. And you just keep going from tooth to tooth. And a lot of times if I get stuff out, I may go back into the same spot again just to make sure that I got that area clean. And you want to make sure you go up and under the gums and then come down before you move over to the next spot so you don't cut the gums and cause bleeding. So if you're getting any bleeding during this, it's not normal, but see what's accumulating on there? And with the bonding, flossing is really important, which is why I like the Waterpik as well. But this floss and the fact that it expands works better than any other floss for me. And when you get to this spot, you can see the floss shreds a little bit. Most floss when I use here, it breaks. So I do that spot twice, and then I will pull the floss through to make sure that I get everything out from in between there. So my bonding in that spot is a little rough, and it usually breaks the floss. But this burst floss just kind of shreds a little bit on me and it doesn't actually break. So again, another good feature about the burst floss. So now I'm gonna do the bottom teeth. You'll just keep going around all the way from the back to the front, and if you have a specific pattern so you know you don't miss any areas, that's what you can do. You can see that every time I catch in between here, I get frayed floss, and most floss just totally break on me, but at least the burst I'm able to get in there. And if you can't pull it back down, you can always let go and pull it through like you saw me do. So that's flossing with burst. Same thing, same concept. You're just gonna go in between. I feel like I fell. But you can see how this floss is really small. And so the burst floss, when you get up in between there, expands, and so it gets more. Whereas this, you're just getting the contacts in between. But that's what you want to do. You want to make sure that you're getting right where the teeth contact here. And you can hear it pop. And then you're just gonna make a C shape to go up underneath your gums. Now my gums, because of the bonding, don't come down like on the bottom. See how they come up a little bit more. When you've had some recession, the gums might not be pointy in between there. So where the gums are pointy, you just wanna make sure with the floss that you come up and over before you move over, because if you're over and you go this way, you're gonna cut the gums with the floss and then you're gonna create bleeding. And so if either one of these floss techniques are not something that you can do, there is another option, which is Waterpik. And for children with special needs or adults or elderly population that don't have the manual dexterity, have arthritis, can't get in there, Waterpik is an amazing option. And I have 3 different versions that I'm going to show you. I have a travel version, I have a cordless version, and then I have the one that sits on the countertop and has a base. And so I'll show you all the different functions and features of those so you can pick the one that's right for you, or you can have all 3 like I do. This is the cordless one. All you have to do is put the charger on there, plug it in for an hour or overnight, and then it's ready to go. What I love about this one is you can use it in the shower, and does not have to be plugged in to use it. And the water reservoir, all you have to do is use what's in here, and the water doesn't set in here. Because the problem I have with Waterpik is the water being in there for a long amount of time, and then it gets kind of nasty in there. So any Waterpik that I use, I dump out the water each time. Sometimes you can put mouth rinse in it along with the water, whatever works for you. So what I'm gonna do first is just fill it up. And then I use it until the water runs out. I'm not gonna be able to talk while I put it in my mouth, but you're just gonna take and go around the teeth and the gums. You wanna put it in your mouth before you use it, otherwise you're gonna be cleaning your bathroom. So I'm going to start on one side and show you how this works. So once you put it in your mouth, you can leave your mouth open as you go around, or you can close your lips around it like a chipmunk and hold the water in, and every once in a while just spitting it out. Again, it's going to be your choice and your personal preference. Sometimes I just get a little messy with it. And then you want to make sure that you're taking it and you're going around the gums and the teeth, pausing at each stop, probably a little longer than what I'm doing here. So M's on the top and W's on the bottom, pausing between each tooth. And you're going to do the outsides and the insides the same way. And this is what I love about this, is once the water runs out, I know that I am complete. And like I said, I like to also use it in the shower. So all Waterpiks come with different colors if you have more than one person in your family to use them. So these are the tips without the brush, and then they have a brush. So if you want to have a brush action plus the water, it just is a better way to clean them. And the little lever on the back here takes them in and out, and you just push it in there and then you're ready to go. And you can pick whichever one works best for you. It has a low, a medium, and a high, and the battery also tells you when it's time to recharge it. And they're $50. You can get them at Walmart, Target, or on Amazon. I'm sure there's other places you can get them as well. They come in different colors. My favorite color is purple, so that's why I have a purple one. And this is a great option, again, if you don't like flossing, and there are other versions. I happen to like this one because I can use it in the shower. So this is another version of the Waterpik water flosser. This is the countertop version. It has to be plugged in, and you can fill the water up, which I'll do in a minute. It has 10 different modes. You can turn it higher and lower. So whatever you're comfortable with, I would start it out on a lower setting. And if you need to massage the gums or you need to blast things out a little bit more, you can turn it up. So first what you want to do is fill it with water. I am going to put it under the sink here. I usually make a mess with this one, which is why I like the handheld one. My daughter uses this one because she has braces, and this one, because you can turn the power up a little more, she feels gets her braces cleaner. So that's why she uses this one. The other feature that's nice with this one is it has an on and off that is on the handle. So that way when you turn it on, you're not splashing yourself. You always want to make sure that you put this in your mouth before you turn it on, otherwise it makes a huge mess. I had to learn that the hard way. So you can turn it on at the base here, and then you can also turn it on the handle. I'm just going to show you in the sink, that helps that out. You turn it on and it starts blasting. So you can see how it has more pressure and less pressure. So I am going to turn this off and then use it in my mouth. You want to start and have a pattern so you know where you are. So you can close your lips around it or have your mouth open. Just having your head down in the sink is going to be easier for the water to run down the sink. And I'm not going to do the whole time because you've been watching this video and I think that you understand how to use it. So it has a little ejector. You can take the different tips out. This particular one has a brush on it. They have ones that don't have a brush head on it, so you'll have to pick which one that you like. There's also one specifically made for braces that she uses. But again, then this just hangs up here. You can use mouthwash or Listerine in there as well if you don't want to just use water. And again, I like to dump the reservoir out so the water doesn't sit in there and it dries out, and I put new water in each time. That's just my preference. I know that some people leave the water sit in there, so you can do whatever works for you. And again, this comes in different colors, and you can get it on Amazon, at Target, or Walmart. So this is the Waterpik Travel version. So you're just going to take it out, put the little reservoir in there, hook up the cord. I should turn it this way. I already have the tool that I'm going to use set up on there. These are the settings that you can choose. I'm going to use them in the lowest setting today just so I don't make a huge mess. I'm going to put water in the can. You're going to push the button on the top. So I moved this so I can show you on the model a little easier than trying to show you in my mouth how to do it. So you're going to turn it on. So you're just going to have it go around the teeth and just continue around. And just let it blast anything out from in between the teeth. And then you're just going to come around the top and the bottom. And you'll do the same thing on the inside. So once you have finished using it, you just want to make sure that you have emptied the water reservoir, that you rinse that out, and that you turn this on one more time to make sure that you empty out whatever is in the unit. Because once you pack this away and you're traveling, whatever water is left in this unit is going to make a huge mess in your suitcase when you're traveling. So I just kind of turn it on and make sure that all the water is out before I disassemble it. And then once I get it all unassembled, I will unplug it. I will make sure that I wipe out the reservoir before I'm going to pack it away, because water, if it's going to be packed away and you forget that it's in your suitcase, it won't be very good once you take that back out. So you're going to just wipe all this out, wipe that off. You're going to take the plug, and the plug goes back in the bottom. I love how they have this all nice and tight and secure in there. And then this just fits right inside of here. So that's another reason why you want to dry it out. It fits in there very nicely. I'm just going to dry that off. And I just make sure that I have dried everything off. And then I'm going to just put all of this back in here, and it all fits back into the handy little case nicely. It has a little spot for the cord to go into. You can see that it has a little pocket here. So I just put the cord in the pocket, and then this slides right in here. And then I put the cord right next to it there as well. And then it zips right up. And it is ready to go. So nice little handy Waterpik. It is great for traveling. And I use it when we travel with my daughter for ice skating. So like I said, once you get used to using one of these Waterpiks and it's part of your routine, you don't want to be without it.
So this episode was about flossing, and in this episode you learned how to use regular floss, the burst floss that is charcoal and is dark so you can see where the plaque is, floss picks, and 3 different versions of Waterpiks. Waterpik does have a couple of other versions. You can go to their website at www.waterpik.com and see what other options are available to you. You can also go to www.dentalhygiene411.com. That's my page. It has resources of other products that I recommend. And you don't have to use the products that I recommend. I just do these videos and recommend things because a healthy mouth is a healthy body, and your mouth health is connected to your body. So what you do at home is going to make a big difference, because you're only going to see a dental professional once to maybe 4 times a year, if that. Some people don't even go see a dentist. So the more that you can do at home, the healthier your mouth can be. And you need to be your own healthcare advocate and your family's advocate in order to have a healthy mouth and a healthy body. And always listen to your gut when it comes to healthcare. Your gut, it usually never steers you wrong in any situation. So again, thanks for watching this. If this was helpful, please share and let someone else know about this series, because we're trying to create this healthy mouth movement. And if you share, you're joining the healthy mouth movement, and you could help save someone else's life. Bleeding is not normal. So yes, if you don't floss for a while and you've used something like this and you get bleeding, it could be that you cut your gums with the floss, or that your gums just aren't used to it. But if you're seeing a dentist regularly, you've had a deep cleaning, you're doing everything, and you're wondering why you're still getting disease, which is cavities or bleeding, then there's something else happening in your body, and your mouth is an early warning system. So please listen to it. Be your own healthcare advocate. I have seen people that couldn't get things under control, and they had leukemia, diabetes, cancer, a bunch of different things, and because they went soon enough, it actually saved their lives. So you can make a difference just with what you do in your mouth, and it is connected to the rest of your body. And a healthy body is a healthy mouth and a healthy life. Join the healthy mouth movement and share this with someone that you think might benefit from it. Thanks for watching.